Ta-da-da-dee-da-dum, ba-da-da-dee-da-dum, ba-da-da-dee-ba-dum, boom, beam, ba-da-ba. I saw this video, and as somebody who has lived in both the US and Europe, I feel like I am the perfect person to watch this video. Let's see how true they are. Ready?
Punching a wall in the US versus in EU.
Yes, I can confirm, chat. 30-minute video turned into an hour. I can confirm this is true.
Europeans, when they see Americans, no free healthcare. Europe is asleep.
I don't get that one because in the Netherlands, there's no free healthcare. You have to pay for your healthcare. So I guess it depends where you live. So that one's a so-so. Okay, I promise I'm not gonna stop after every meme. I feel like, are they saying Europe as in like the UK? Because I feel like here they also call these chips.
These are called chips, and these are called— No, they're not. We are not asleep. I feel bad for you, said Europe. I don't even think about you at all, said America. Americans, when it's 90 degrees outside, versus Europeans when it's 90 degrees. Who even uses Celsius? Like, how extra? Places which use Celsius versus Fahrenheit. You guys are extra. Medieval Europe versus medieval Europe in movie/documentaries. Europe. Americans naming cities. Europe. New city name. The most expensive room per night in Europe versus America. Traveling to a different country in a movie starter pack. USA, Mexico, India, Canada, South America, Scandinavia/Eastern Europe, crossing USA.
Yeah, why do they just add a flipping lens filter on where they go? And that's supposed to be where the movie takes place. You just slap the sepia and all of a sudden you're in Mexico.
Scandinavia/Eastern Europe, grass in USA versus grass in Europe. 25-year-old European versus 25-year-old American. I still can't believe Americans don't call car parks car park. What? Is that where you bring your car on weekends so you can play with other cars? No, it's where you park your car. Almost like an area of land. A lot, if you will, for parking cars. A parking lot. A car park. 100 acres of pizza are served in the US every day. Who the hell measures pizza in acres? USA.
100 acres of pizza are served. Well, in America's defense, there's a lot more people, right? Right? There's more people.
How Europeans see Americans. I've got to embrace the flag. I've got to sniff the flag. I've got to lick the flag. I've got to wash the flag. I've got to date the flag. And I've got to be the flag. People who leave their phones set to military times are war criminals. How do you look at 405 and go, wow, I can understand that. Bootlickers, what's next? You gonna join the army? Recruit me? Americans be like, okay, I can't count past 12 actually.
I can only count to 12. Okay, so when I first moved, I was still using the 12-hour clock format. Only just recently have I switched over to the 24-hour, to military. And the reason is because now I'm used to it. Now I know. And now when I see clocks that say 9:07, I'm like, it means AM. You know, now I've gotten used to it. I've made the switch. I'm a knower now. Yeah, I understand.
If I have a medical emergency, don't you dare call an ambulance. You better Uber my butt to the hospital because we are not about to pay $5,000 for a ride in the Wii U wagon. Everyone outside the USA laughing nervously. What? Hey Canadians, have fun at school tomorrow. Hey Americans, have fun paying your healthcare. Stop guys, we're friends, remember? Children, behave, else mother shall have to give the pair of you a bollocking. You couldn't beat 13 states, let alone 50. Lol, Australia doesn't even exist. Aussies are just spicier British people. What are flavorless British people? Just normal British people? What are Americans? Cheesy stuffed British people.
Cheesy stuffed British people. Cheesy stuffed British people. Without the accent.
The British keyboards have a special pound key on their keyboards. How do you hashtag? Hashtag is over by the enter key. Don't you worry your little butt. What do American keyboards look like then? Oh, as an American, I can confirm this. European kids getting ready for another school year. Like American kids getting ready for another school year. Rural town in the— I hate this word, bruh. Rural town in the US. A policeman is approaching you in Europe.
Rural.
Them
Rural. I always have a problem with this word. Rural. 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 Rural.
Rural town in the US. A policeman is approaching you in Europe.
I hate
versus
math.
them approaching
I
you in
suck at
America.
math.
To be honest, Americans are so funny. They're like,
Rural.
OMG, there's a concert near my house. It's like a 3 hours drive. And Europeans are like, what? A 3 hour drive? Are you kidding me? I'm not going to France for that. Australians crying in the distance. Invent a new sport. Spread it globally. Be bad at it. Invent a new sport. No one else plays it. Declare world championship. An American pickup in Europe. Why is it so fat? The American
pickup in Europe.
championship. An American
Holy. What? See, this is what I don't understand. These people who have these massive, big AF pickup trucks, because yeah, everything is tiny here. How do they fit on the streets?
pickup in Europe. Why is it so fat? The American who thinks that America sucks is moving to Europe. The European who thinks that Europe sucks is moving to America. Europe. Americans are so uncivilized and violent. Also Europe whenever someone scores a goal in soccer. It's football. To be honest, it's kind of funny how so many Americans are convinced that every house over like 10 years old has a ghost. This house is 100 years old. People have died in here. Like, okay. Yeah, but in Europe, when they're like, someone has died here, they mean like 4 generations have lived peacefully and passed of old age in this home. In America, someone died here is like, some dude locked his mom in the basement and she starved to death. People in Northern Europe with
That's
12-degree
so
weather. When Americans complain about heat. Europe, I'm in my 30s and don't have a car. We don't care. Get the bus. USA, I'm in my 30s and don't have a car. If you speak to us again,
the
we will
walking
call the
part?
US sports fans. Mix us together in the crowd. It's all good. European fans. Me, an American, trying to chum up with the Europeans. The Europeans. 20-year-old American boys. Mom, can I drink a beer? No, you are way too young. 15-year-old European boys. Dad, I'm getting a beer with the boys. Can I join? Americans, when Americans make fun of the United States. Americans, when Europeans make fun of America. Europeans to Americans. Europeans to Americans when they need military support. How Europeans think of Americans who have a carry license. American chocolate. You think you're better than me. European chocolate. I am better than you. Americans be like, I'm looking at myself in the mirror. Americans be like,
European
I'm gonna go
chocolate is
watch a
better.
war movie.
Americans be like,
I'm gonna go eat an orange.
Americans see a tree rodent and go,
Look, a squirrel.
Americans be like,
Can you give me a glass of water?
Europeans.
Why are they
I can't believe
spelling it
Americans
like
don't use the
that?
metric system. Americans with 3 grams and a 9mm in their pocket. Europeans with cryptids. What whimsical creatures. Let's invite them in for tea.
Screw
Thank
it.
you. We'd love some tea. Let us
Squirrel.
celebrate. Americans with cryptids. This is the last forest you're haunting, you
I'm gonna get my mom to say it. I'm gonna get her to say it. So then you guys will literally be like, you're so right. She said screwler.
son of a... I'm gonna
She
smash
said
your
screw
corpse
it.
when I'm done. Europeans, when you ask them what they know about America, and you
Texas.
realize that the US is technically
Favorite
older than the
chocolate,
UK.
Mine's
Europe
coat door milk and praline.
White chocolate. Don't hate me. I'm not the biggest fan of chocolate, but I really like white chocolate. There.
Europeans, when they see an American minding their own business. We are intellectually
Ew.
superior in every way. Europeans, strict gun laws. Americans, when Europeans find out that they created the American. No. Americans microwaving their tea.
What do you
Britons
mean?
drinking
What is
instant
this
coffee.
far?
Europeans, let's make memes about Americans. That'll show them.
That's
Americans,
not
I'm sorry.
Canadian
will
and
you-
likes white chocolate, you poor girl. Stop. Stop.
Again, Brits making fun of Americans for using feet. Also Brits when they use stones for weight. When you are British and your American friend says, let's play football, but then they bring an ellipse-shaped ball. I am a bit confused. The beginning of the American Revolution. You owe me like $1. You'll have to kill me for it.
Don't
We're
worry,
experiencing
Lena.
heavy
Someone's
snow.
got to eat
Massive
the white chocolate. Might as well be you.
You know what? Good. If there is, I hope there's a milk and dark chocolate shortage everywhere. Then you will understand how tasty white chocolate is. It tastes good. What is this? Well, I don't know what America this is, but in my part of America, I never had any goddamn snow. There was never any snow in
Massive
Florida.
snowstorm. Duh, more vodka. Looks like spring, eh? When I see British citizens mocking the president, I just remember that in 100 years, they went from ruling 1/4 of the world to living on an island the size of Michigan. So this is an American translator for what Americans say and what it means. I'm afraid of Americans.
I'd eat white chocolate off of your pale skin. Genuinely, I feel like the white chocolate would camouflage. That's how pale I am. I think the white chocolate would camouflage and you'd end up just licking everywhere, looking for... Ah!
This is super real. Let's get
Hi,
coffee
vtubers.
sometime means
Thank you
goodbye,
for the
I like you.
flowers, how
Or let's stay in
sweet.
touch means goodbye, I don't like you that much. Today I learned Americans call a knob of butter a stick of butter. Wait, we call it a knob too. Who the hell calls it? We call it a knob. What? Those Americans are terrible with all of their shootings that happen. Meanwhile in Europe, Americans, when you tell them European isn't a country, confused,
That
unga
from Finland
boonga,
was
American
taken in
dr-
July, okay.
It snows in July. I really want to go to like the what do they say, Santa Village in, is it in Finland? The Santa Village? I really want to go there. I really want to go there. I was trying to tell Lumi, I was like, ooh, what about Santa Village? I'm horny! Hello? Are you horny for Santa? Santa was born in Finland, I think, right? Isn't that what they say? Am I cutting shit? I think Santa was born in Finland. Yeah, that's his birthplace. Yeah, I want to see the reindeer. Laplandia. How cool is that?
drivers trying to navigate the narrow streets of an old European city. How Europeans think Americans get to work. Literally true. POV. 0.2 seconds after arriving in the USA.
Bruh.
Americans. Why do Europeans think they're better than us? Europeans. USA. France, help me. France. Can't, I'm broke. It's against the British. France. What are Europe and America's views on gun safety? Europe says guns should be highly controlled and used only by responsible adults. America says if their age is on the clock, then they can use a Glock. How
Oh my
Americans see
God.
USA versus USA in reality. Olive oil Europe versus butter Europe. Europe every couple decades. Father, I crave violence. Aliens visiting the United States versus aliens visiting Eastern Europe. Driving directions in Europe. 1920.
They should have had the screenshot of that one movie with the aliens and they pee out of their fingers. Why did they put this one? They should have had that one. Do you know what I'm talking? They were peeing out of their fingers, right? You know what I'm talking about. I swear I've seen that movie somewhere. Oh yeah, is that Scary Movie 3? So weird. So weird.
States versus aliens visiting Eastern Europe. Driving directions in Europe. 1922. Drives on the left,
This
drives on
map.
the right. Mixed. Mixed. Average USA hospital visit. This is horrible. This man has no insurance. I'm on it, doctor. They pushed him off. They killed him. Australian.
No. I think if you have no insurance, they just keep you because it's more expensive. Don't they actually prefer if you have no insurance? Because then they can just charge you more? I could be wrong.
This man has no insurance. I'm on it, doctor. They pushed him off. They killed him.
kill
Australian arrested in Australia. Australian arrested in Europe. European arrested in Australia. Toilet in Europe versus toilet in India versus Amber Heard's toilet. Speed
Bruh.
cameras anywhere
What does
else.
that have to
Speed
do with America?
versus toilet in India
Heard's
versus Amber
toilet. What?
Heard's toilet. Speed cameras anywhere else. Speed cameras in Eastern Europe. How Americans see Europe. It's too far away. We can't. Americans simply cannot conceive of how gloomy Europe is. Wow. So you
What does this mean? What does
They
this?
grind you up to make hospital food if you don't have insurance.
I knew it. I knew it, chat. That one chatter that we've never seen again, that's their hospital food now. They're in the patties, the beef patties at the hospital. Bruh. Annual mean total sunshine hours. For real? That's not good. That's not good, is it? Yeah, that's the sunshine hours. Wait, but this bar only has up to pink, and then this one is... Wait, these are not the same. Wait, we cannot compare these because they're not the same. No, we can't in chat. We can't compare these. We can't compare these. They're not the same. Because this one goes pink to black. And this one probably goes like orange to like navy. This doesn't count.
UK is horrible. Let's
This
go.
graph
At 19
sucks.
years old in America. Can I buy a bottle of vodka? USA. No, that's illegal and irresponsible. Can I go $50,000 in debt for education? We encourage it. American Impossible Challenge. Americans tried to name this country challenge.
Oh my
Impossible.
god, I know.
American
That's not real, is it? That's not real? Does that actually exist? That doesn't exist, does it? Oh, ooh, chat, I was nervous for a second. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. It's a made-up country, but a specific made-up what country? It's Atlantis.
Impossible Challenge. Americans
I'm
tried to
smart.
name this country challenge. Impossible.
Atlantis?
Americans literally have no banter. I don't know what country this is coming from, but we've probably beaten you in a war at some point. I'm American. Civil War. America. I'll kick anyone's butt. I'll kick your butt. I'll kick your dog's butt too. I'll even kick my own butt. Remember that time it got so hot in some parts of Australia? The bottoms of people's thongs were literally melting to the asphalt. And people
Their
still ask me
thongs?
why I hate summer. For Americans reading this post, a thong is a flip-flop. A flip-flop. Oh. Racism
Googie's
in Europe
ass is on
versus
the
racism in America.
pavement.
Europeans memeing on Americans. Europeans being memed on by Americans. Anti-curfew riots in the Netherlands. America. Europe. Netherlands. Dude, you're embarrassing me in front of the
Bruh. Confirm. Yeah.
Americans.
It is I,
Europe
the
is
hidden
better because we
American.
have social benefits. That's only possible because the US rebuilt Europe. So the evolution of cars for USA, Germany, and Russia. 100 years in the future. USA, Michigan versus Norway. How the rest of the world sees the USA. Los Angeles. What? Disney World. Yeehaw. New York.
Well, actually, there's also
Is
a
the
Disney
USA.
World in
Los
Los
Angeles.
Angeles. Okay. This is more like, okay.
What? Disney World.
Hold on.
Yeehaw. New York.
This would be more like Hollywood. Hollywood, New York, Las Vegas, yeehaw, alligators. That's what I think. Las Vegas. It's not what, it's Las Vegas.
Being bilingual in America versus being bilingual in Europe, I thought it would be the opposite. No, it has to be, right? It's the opposite. Europe's so good they made a sequel.
I've never seen
History
South Park
books.
before.
History books if Europe had natural resources. Salesman slaps USA. You can fit so many idiots in this bad boy. Hunting in Mexico versus hunting in Australia versus hunting in USA. Everything's better with explosives. I've always scoffed at those. OMG, Europe is tiny post. But we just took the wrong exit driving back to our cabin and we literally ended up in Norway and decided to just stay for dinner. So yeah, this just happened
Oh,
again.
see, that's what I like. That's what I like. You can, it's easy for you to experience like different cultures and different cuisines and stuff. Like a 4-hour drive in the States just gets you to a different city, but a 4-hour drive here can get you to a different country, which I think is pretty cool. And if I went outside, I could actually utilize them.
10. There isn't even a sign that says welcome to Norway. You're just there all of a sudden. I could miss an exit and
All the
still
different
stay in my
cuisine in
state
my
for another
city.
8 hours.
Yeah, but it's
Americans,
different.
cricket is a dumb game. USA wins one match. Americans. Oh, mercy me. I keep forgetting I'm in the colonies. My favorite post. Please tell me that people in Britain actually call the USA the colonies.
What? They call it the colonies?
We call you the colonies. We don't call you the colonies. Europeans. I drove 40 minutes to the Netherlands for some groceries and then popped into Germany to see some of my relatives before driving back home. Americans. I was in Florida. I drove for 9 hours. Now I'm still in Florida.
This would be like you went from Tallahassee to
I
Miami.
have a deep respect for
Still in
Scotland because I was
Florida.
at an Ireland versus Scotland football match and their chant was, "We hate England more than you." One time at a Germany versus Scotland game, some German fans started the "Stand up if you hate England" chant and the whole stadium stood up. What did we do? What didn't we do? Does this mean that England is the US of Europe? Where do you think the US got it from? Go for a walk. The scenery will cheer you up. People in Eastern Europe. USA. We're going to make a League of Nations. Europe. And you're going to join it, right? USA. You're going to join it, right? But mom. Can someone translate this? I don't know British. I'll do my best. Ahem. Hey, yo, ma. It's mum, not mum. It's chips, not crisps. It's fries, not chips. It's color, not color. It's soccer, not football. Wrong.
It's
Why
hand
is it cancelled
egg.
in the UK, but cancelled in America? Oh, I actually know the answer to this one. American newspaper ads charged by the letter. So a lot of people would eliminate unnecessary letters like the second L in cancelled or the U in color. Some of these spelling changes were used so often that they stuck, and now Americans just spell some words differently.
America was too poor to add letters. And that is why spelling has changed. Didn't know that either. Is this real? Is this real? Efficiency. The second L got cancelled. We gave you that L in 7010-6. It's called slang. Yeah, removing one letter is slang.
In summary, Americans spell things weird because of capitalism. Another weird Australia fact. We are the only country that ever cancelled a boat race due to the lake being wet.
What?
Please elaborate. The Henley on Todd is a screw you boat race made to poke fun at the English's Henley on Thames. The Todd River is dry most of the time, and as a result, it hosts the only dry river regatta. Behold, the chaos. UK. Everything.
There's something beautiful in that, right? They're not forgetting the lake that was once there. For too long, our dried up lakes are going forgotten, chat. They're becoming forgotten, lost to time, lost to history. Sometimes they're so unimportant that they don't even have pictures of them in books. We must preserve their history and their memories by doing races on their soil or something.
The light touches is our kingdom, USA. Colonies. But what about that shadowy place? You must never go there. Americans. Talking smack to the US. Other Americans. Yeah,
What?
we suck. Europeans. Talk smack about the US. Americans. America. Europeans. Universal healthcare. Americans. Europeans asking Americans where Wasplakshazvestovich is. Europeans when Americans ask where Nebraska is. British cheddar versus American cheddar. Europeans arriving at
True! Not
Ask
the
when
American
Nebraska is.
cheese!
British cheddar.
It's so orange! It's
versus
so
American
orange.
cheddar. Europeans arriving in NYC, wondering why the homeless dude pooping in a 7-Eleven cup wasn't included in their pamphlet.
Ew!
What? This was not included? Nice addition, though.
Europeans, when someone mentions American healthcare, you'd rather spend taxes on guns than healthcare? Laughs in public healthcare. How Europe sees USA versus
Alright. McDonald? McDonald? What do these states have to do with McDonald's? Okay. Washington State. Chat, I can tell you where every state is. I literally know. Washington State. California. Nevada. Texas. New Mexico. Arkansas. Oregon. North Dakota. South Dakota. Michigan. Florida. New York State. Mississippi. Massachusetts. Louisiana. Georgia. Tallahassee. West Virginia. Kentucky.
how USA sees Europe. Yeah, I'm glad we are just England. That's nice. I think Americans have spent long enough making fun of British accent. We need to stop making fun of our own accent. Americans be eating crayon berries. Americans be paying $20 for a crate of water bottles. Bodies. Americans offered two choices. Preference
can't have
between
that
the,
documented.
Two doesn't matter. I don't think American filmmakers realize how huge London is. Because you sure have the London Eye and Houses of Parliament. But when you say London has fallen, what? So the Nando's in Catford is in flames. The Tesco in Peckham has descended into chaos. We have states bigger than your entire country. Europe, but without the... Guys, you're literally killing me. Well, thanks whoever made this meme. Japan, the US.
Europe, but without all the cringe.
Without the guys, you're
I
you're
don't
literally killing me.
understand. What's in
Thanks whoever
Spanish?
made this meme. Japan, the USA, fighting in Europe,
Hi,
fighting in
Holly.
Africa. The State Department nailed my girl's passport. Want to
Oh
know
my
just how big
God.
Texas really is? This is actually mind-blowing. I don't get it. That's Europe inside Texas. Texas
That's
isn't actually that
Australia.
huge, is it?
That's
France,
literally
United Kingdom
Australia.
relations. England, screw you. France, screw you.
Wait, that was Australia, right? Yeah, that's Australia. What the heck? It's
Mind-blowing. I
Australia
don't
and
get it.
Africa.
That's Europe inside Texas. Texas isn't actually that huge, is it? France, United Kingdom relations. England, screw you. France, screw you. History of the Middle East. History of Europe. History of USA. History of USA is like a DLC of Europe history. Why divide people by unrational things when you could divide them by whether their word for cotton candy is valid or not? Examples.
Cotton
American
candy.
English. Cotton candy. Good. British English. No, we don't call it fairy
It's
floss.
candy
We just call
floss.
it candy floss. And that is valid. Spanish and German. Sugar cotton. Good. French. Daddy's beard.
I used to call cotton candy whenever I was younger. I used to call it Santa's beard. So I would always ask my parents, I'd be like, please, can we get some Santa's beard? Yeah. Santa's beard. And all the different colors. My mom would be like, oh, today we have Santa's beard, but pink. This one came from a pink Santa. So I would eat it. It was my favorite. I'd be like, please, can we get Santa's beard? Yeah. The other thing is, in the UK they call popsicles ice lollies.
Not
Which I
valid.
thought was
I'm sorry, the
interesting.
French call it what?
Lee, you should
Americans,
be familiar
explaining
with
why they
this.
don't want free healthcare because they get to skip the waiting times. Europeans with identical
Popsicle.
insurance at a fraction of the cost because it has to compete with the free one. Napoleon wants money for war with England. Thomas Jefferson wants to purchase Louisiana. British bank offers to lend Thomas the money. Thomas Jefferson borrows the money and buys Louisiana. Declares war on Britain with the Louisiana money. We can do both metric and imperial measurements. It's not difficult at all. Europeans making fun of Americans for using imperial measurement. Americans running the 100-meter dash, buying liters of soda, grams of drugs, and
Americans just
kilos
can't
of other
decide.
drugs. British
They cannot
versus
decide what they
American.
want.
Favorite and spelled very incorrectly by the American. Prince Harry officially renounces British residency. Lists US as his new country on document. A literal British monarch changing his alliance to the United States. We've never been more back. Afternoon. Hey, how are you? Fine, how
Hey.
about you? I'm good. You're from Maine? I'm rotated in Europe right now, so the 1900 miles away threw me off. Where's that? Maine or Europe? Europe. Where the hell is that? It's across the ocean. The USA
Bruh.
shouldn't police the world. Totally agree. That includes removing troops in Europe, letting Europe defend itself. But I won't be able to afford all of my social policies then because increased military spending. Wait, why are these memes like on America's side? I'm British!
I don't get it.